Recording in progress.
I call this meeting of the Wilkes County Board of Elections to order. Hearing is convened and is being held here at the Wilkes County Board of Elections under the requirements of North Carolina General Statute 163-86 to consider the voter registration challenge filed by Roberta M. Cruz concerning the voter registration of Chandler Jacob Reece. The challenge alleges that Mr. Reece is neither a resident of the municipality nor the precinct in which he is registered. At today's hearing, the Board of Elections will receive evidence by testimony and exhibits relevant to the following issue, relevant solely to the following issue: whether the challenge is sustained by affidavit or by affirmative proof is required by the General Statute 163-91. The Board of Elections will first address the challenged voters' qualifications as required by statute. Then we will receive evidence from the Director of the Board of Elections, Kim Caudill. Next, the challenger will be asked to substantiate her claim with affirmative proof. The Board will then ask the subpoenaed witnesses to testify one at a time. Finally, the challenged voter will be given an opportunity to be heard and to review any evidence offered against him. Either party may question any of the witnesses after they have made their statements and have been examined by the Board. All testimony will be given under oath. The formal North Carolina rules of evidence will not apply in this hearing. However, all evidence should be relevant and probative of the question of residency. At the conclusion of the evidence, the Board will deliberate and either sustain or dismiss the challenge in compliance with General Statute 163-90.2a. A written order will then be entered within 5 business days. Make introductions to the Board so that the audience and any interested party will know who's sitting on the Board. My name is Larry Taylor. I'm Chairman of the Board of Elections. To my right is Timothy Joins and Lynn Day. To my left, George Schaefer and Shannon Smith, all members of the Board of Elections. Our Assistant County Attorney, Brooke Phelps, is here. She will advise us as needed during the hearing. She will advise us if she thinks we need it too. I hope. All right. Yes, I most definitely have requested that our attorney and our board members guide me to make sure that we do this as correctly as possible. Our attorney's indicated that it's possible to swear all witnesses who will give testimony at one time. So at this time, I would like to request that anyone in the audience who will be giving testimony at this hearing to please come forward to the desk in front of this board.
Ready with me?
Yes, we're planning to give testimony.
Okay.
Kevin, you want me to go up there?
All those planning to give testimony, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Very well. Be seated. I will now address the challenged voters' qualifications by explaining these qualifications for registration and voting in the state of North Carolina. Mr. Reece, would you please approach? Yes, sir. Qualifications for registration and voting in the state are as follows. That you are a United States citizen as indicated above, that you are at least 18 years of age or will be by the date of the general election, that you are at least 16 years old and understand that you must be at least 18 years old on the day of the general election to vote, that you have been a resident of North Carolina, this county, and the precinct that you're going to vote in for 30 days before the date of the election in which you intend to vote. I will not vote in any other county or state after submission of this form, and that you are registered, that you are not registered elsewhere. You are canceling any registration at this time, that you have not been convicted of a felony, and that you have, or that you have completed your sentence, including any probation or post-release supervision as required by law. Is all of that correct?
That is all correct, I understand.
Please stand. I will administer the oath of the challenged voter. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the statements and information you shall give in this hearing with respect to your identity and your qualifications to be registered and to vote shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Very good. Thank you, sir. Board may now question the challenged voter regarding qualifications.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw the proceedings, I thought the challenger would, I apologize.
Questions by the board regarding the qualifications?
If I may, sir, Mr. Chairman, as a point of clarity to Mr. Reese's point, the statutes do require that the challenger present the case against you. However, before that can take place, the board is to question you only about your qualifications to vote. So that is the scope of this part of the proceedings.
And then I would be able to go again later to.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is solely to clarify that you are.
Oh, yes.
Well, Mr. Reece, will you just for future reference tell me what your address is, where you reside at right now?
685 Factory Street, Ronda.
You didn't say Factory Street?
Factory Street. Sometimes I skip syllables when I'm talking.
I didn't just take that speech myself.
And how long have you resided there?
Since May, middle of May.
And what was your address before?
237 Trap Hill Ridge Road.
Track Hill Ridge Road?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
May I say what my address was before that?
Sure.
Right, I got a street address. It was in Winston-Salem. I was registered to vote for site at the time. I'm just not looking at the actual road, the number, but I know it was El Dorado Road, Winston-Salem.
So you were in Winston-Salem before you were Trout Hill,
Yes,
but you are a resident at this time at 685 Factory Street.
Ronda, North Carolina, yes.
So it is your declaration that you are in fact qualified and accurately registered, and you are registered at that address with this board.
Yes.
Well, may I ask you, when did you move from Winston to Track Hill?
So that would have been in August because my voter registration at the time, I was in Forsyth, and for 2 months I was staying temporarily in Raleigh in 2022 because I was doing an internship with Justice Beringer on the state Supreme Court. And then what happened was the house I was staying in, I found out that the homeowner was wanting to sell it, and I had tried to apply to purchase it. But because of my student loan debt, no bank would give me the money to purchase that property. So then I was faced with a decision of where to move in my last year of law school, and it quickly narrowed down to 2 options. I could move to 237 Trapper Ridge Road with my grandmother, where I can move to 685 Factory Street, Ronda with my father for my last year of law school. And because my father knows several people, and they can come by his house unannounced, I was afraid I'd be distracted in my last year of law school, so I decided to live in 237 Traphill Ridge Road. Then what happened later was, I want to say around, so I moved back to Traphill in August. Then I want to say around January, February 2023, my father told me he was concerned that he might lose his seat as a commissioner. And he proposed the idea of me moving back to Ronda in order to be a commissioner. At first I told him no, because I was under the mistaken impression that it would require me to become a commissioner in March or April. And I thought that would be a distraction from law school. And then later, once it became apparent that no, this would probably be starting in July or August, and I'd be either done or almost done with studying for the July bar exam, I decided, well, I think about it, I eventually decided to move. And so as soon as I graduated in May, I moved back down to Ronda.
So you moved to Ronda in May.
Yes.
And when did you change your voter registration?
The following Monday.
So it was also changed in May?
Yeah.
I don't even believe the point, Mr. Reese, I'm a little confused. I thought that you moved from Winston to Ronda.
So what happened was in 2022, I moved to Trap Hill in August of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And then in May of 2023, I moved from Trap Hill to Ronda.
Okay. No,